Hello, welcome to my channel and welcome to my entry for the Great Guitar Build-Off Kit Competition of 2022. For those of you following along, this is episode number of more than 2 in the series. So we're going to go ahead and cut this out, bring some MDF over, and then use some spray glue and glue this to the top of the MDF, cut out the shape, sand it to the line, and we should have a template good to go. We just need to be able to see it and get it onto the piece of MDF. So just want to make sure, I don't want to risk going over the lines or anything like that. Probably should get some new scissors. These suck. Ugh. So at one point I had thought about tracing this onto another piece of paper, so I still had a drawing. But I think what I'm actually going to end up doing is after I cut out the template, I'm going to use that template to do the actual final draft, if you will, of the full-size body. Okay, so we got that. Get this out of here. Oh, why am I putting it there? Pro tip, put your trash in a trash can. All right, so have some 3M spray adhesive here, along with a 1/4 sheet of MDF. Obviously this is huge. Don't need this whole thing. We just kind of need that little bit of it. So I'm going to go ahead and move this out of the way for now. And then I'm going to spray the back of this. Get the feeling I should put something down on my workbench. But I think I'm going to live dangerously. Okay, here we go. Got that on there. I'm going to cover about the same area on here. We want to let that set up until it's tacky. Still a little wet. So, you guys have the distinct pleasure of watching glue dry. I guess I could cut this. It feels pretty good. I want to try and make sure this gets on here really flat, because there's wrinkles in the paper. It will shrink the size of the guitar and change how it looks. But I think we're good to go. So first thing I'm going to do, just use a little jigsaw and cut a rough shape out of here. And then after that, we'll take it over to the bandsaw and get nice clean cuts on this thing. So I think usually when you're using saws, you're supposed to use like sawhorses and stuff. Out of all the tools I do have, one would think I'd have a sawhorse. I don't. I do have a Grandpappy Black & Decker booger green jigsaw. My dad had one like this, and honestly I think I bought this on eBay over 20 years ago, and it was obviously old then. Whatever, it's old, but it works. I'm not trying to be too terribly accurate here, because I'm going to really get this cleaned up on the bandsaw, but I don't want it to be too big because I have a really small bandsaw. All right, I'm stopping a little bit short so this thing doesn't fall. And it's MDF, so I can just break it off like that. And there we have it. Bandsaw. Whoa! So, considering this is MDF, and I'm going to be close proximity to it, I'm going to go ahead and put on a dust mask. Got about 1,000 of these now. And let's cut this out. I think that's it. We have a body blank. Not a body blank, I'm sorry. We have a template. And looks like this is what the body's gonna look like. All right, so the next thing I always like to do is, let's just see where I'm at. I love mocking up all the parts and getting an idea of what it's gonna look like, so let's take a look. This is the one I have. And this one does fit the Charvel very nicely, mostly. But as you can see, it got chewed up. And that's because I'm an idiot. I hit it with the router. So there's a chunk right here that's missing. Yeah, I might be able to somewhat salvage it, but it's ugly. It's not this template is not great anymore. I might be able to use this to make a more solid template for this neck pocket. So I can use this actually for most of it, even if I just create the center section of this template. Okay, so I can use this to create a new template. I can use some of this neck pocket to kind of figure out where the neck pocket should be in relation to the center line. And then I can put in the bridge pickup route and the through body Floyd route, as well as the mounting pins for the Floyd. I'm going to have to redraw this center line. I'm going to do that now. I'm going to clear this off because now I know it's wrong. And we can redraw the center line and have a much better template. Okay, so I do know that that's about, I shouldn't have erased the neck pocket. Dang it. One tool I didn't get until forever is the center punch kit. I'll tell you what, I don't know how I ever lived without it. You got all these rods in varying diameters. Next one. Yep, there we go. And on each one, it comes to a tip, point on the tip. You just take a small little hammer, make sure everything's still lined up. And do tap, tap. Checking again. Just like that. I know where to drill out for the Floyd. This is actually going to stay on the guitar. I'm just coloring it. I mean, that's what it's going to look like right there. I'm pretty happy with that. All right. In our next video, we're going to repair this template or create a new one based upon this template where this routing got kind of messed up. We're going to go ahead and fix that, make a new template so that we can create this pickup and bridge configuration for the custom body. I'm still on the fence about this pickup placement. I haven't decided yet if I want to do it straight on. That's going to be kind of my default if I can't decide. But I'm also kind of thinking maybe it should be angled, kind of like the BC Rich Gunslinger style, or some of the other Kramers from back in the 80s had the bridge humbucker angled. Haven't decided. Maybe we'll decide in this episode.